have been by this point on I-40 twice before. The first time in 1997, and I did not stop at Meteor Crater. The second time was in 2007, and I did not stop at Meteor Crater. So now, in 2020, I'm here. Both those other times I thought I had somewhere that I needed to be. Now I really don't, so I'm going to stop and check it out. It's a little expensive to see a hole in the ground. It's $22 normally if you buy your ticket online to avoid human contact. It's $20, so I did that. So we'll drive out there. Of course, this is one of the landmark geological features. What appears to be the hills are actually the edges of the crater. Head on. Once we get out to the crater, I don't know how exposed we will be, but if you look at those weeds, and I guess planting that close to the visitor center, they're actually called flowers.
In 1963, Dr. Sheets produced the craters formed by underground test explosions.
From the east, hurricane force winds threw 175 million tons of material in all directions. The shock of impact melted most of the meteor and spread it with the large plume of debris. It took just 10 seconds.
Every year, if I push the red button, it'll tell you something. Right, one time. Wow! This is how
As the meteor passed through the atmosphere, it exploded, creating a flash of light brighter than the sun.
Loss of repetition.
Meteorite crater on the globe. It is here that the mystery of meteorite impacts was solved. And secrets of the solar system were unlocked.
How windy is it out there? Highest sustained was 86. A little display with an Apollo test capsule statue. All right, we're just driving around downtown Winslow, Arizona, because they've turned a popular song into a tourist stop. You see the sign in the middle of the road, historic Route 66, and right across the corner is a gift shop, I guess, that is giving away what we're going to. We're going to go stand on the corner of Winslow, Arizona. just to say we've been here. And you can provide your own music to accompaniment to this. You can hear it because of the gale force winds, but we're going to try it anyway. Well, there's something about standing on the corner and taking it easy, but you know, there's the flatbed forward and there's a girl in it, and Winslow, Arizona. We're leaving Winslow, Arizona. We are going to try to make it all the way back home by avoiding interstate highways. We are heading into a dust storm here in northern Arizona. Last time we were in a dust storm in Arizona, we woke up the next morning with snow on the ground. And there is a storm front moving through. That's why we're having the high winds today. And that wind has died down here where I am at the road surface. But up high, it's obviously still going strong because it's moving a few acres of dirt right now per second. We're getting into some beautiful country now. We're a way away from Monument Valley, but what we can see here is sort of reminiscent of it. We've got these mesas or these ancient volcanic cores eroded away, and this is pretty spectacular. Don't know what that sign's about. Somebody want to look
For 21 miles, continue straight.
Or the ancient remains, or the remains of an ancient volcano. And they're just everywhere. And off to the right, what one looks like one, it hasn't been that long since it's erupted. Some of these others have erupted thousands and millions of years ago. Coming into the settled area. Solar panels off to the left. Look at the gas, $1.93 out here on the reservation. That's because there are no state taxes. They also have a curfew during the weekend on the reservation. So you don't see anyone out, and all the businesses are closed. We're a long way from Petrified National Park and the Painted Desert. I'm on a state highway. Actually, one on
Proceed to the route.
the Indian reservation, the Navajo. But you look at those cliffs over there. This is the Sand Gap Ranch, but how would you like that for a backdrop? Outside your bedroom window. There was an Indian on the reservation riding his bicycle, and he was way away from the town when his chain broke. He didn't have a spare, and he wasn't thrilled about pushing his bicycle all the way back to town, so he waited a little bit. Pretty soon, a local rancher comes by in his Cadillac. And he pulls over to see what he can do, and the Indian asks him for a lift back into town. And the rancher says, well, this Cadillac is brand new, and I don't want to put the bicycle in the trunk or the back seat and scratch up my interior. I tell you what I'll do. I got a rope. I'm going to tie it around the bicycle, and I'll tow you back to town. The Indian agrees, but says, if you get to going too fast, how can I, and it gets unsafe, how can I tell you to slow down? I see you got a bell on the handlebar there. If I get to going too fast, you just ring that bell, and I'll know to slow down. So they get hooked trooper. And he doesn't move for a second or two, but gets out the radio and calls his dispatcher, and he says, "You won't believe what I just saw. I just saw a cowboy in a Cadillac driving 95 miles an hour, and an Indian riding a bicycle, ringing his bell for the cowboy to let him pass." You want to now know how bad the wind's blowing? Look at the stop signs. See how they're shaking? "32 minutes to the New Mexico state line." I don't know how this is showing up, but in the top left corner of the screen, there's one of those holes in the clouds, and it's all illuminated. Global Trading Post, and it's historic. The clouds directly ahead of us now. It's pretty. Let a little light through. God's artwork, the glory of God is written in the heavens. And I believe that very much so. Matter of fact, that's going to be one of the tenets of the book, of my novel. You know, you have the book of scripture, and then you have the book of nature. They complement each other to testify to God and His creation. We're still in Arizona, about 11 miles west of Window Rock, in the Apache National Forest. And there are some places, lots of places to camp here. Some pretty nice, it looks like. But there's no internet at all, no cell service. So I can't stay here in case something happens and I'll have another stroke and I need to call for help.